He's gonna trap my arm here, right? Because now I can't get the lift. In order for him to do this, I make some mistakes, right? So come back up. Because if I'm here, right, and I put my elbow next to his elbow and he tries to do that, right, he shouldn't be able to. So I made some mistakes because a lot of people, they just start reaching here. And when he comes down low, it traps their arm, okay? And now he's getting heavy on me. And so he's gonna stay heavy on me. So we gotta have something to do here. When this happens, stay there. When this happens, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lift my legs up to here. And I'm gonna start bouncing my feet like we did in some other movements, right? It's just a quick hamstring curl. I'm gonna create a bounce in my hips, and my hand is just gonna lightly lift up. I'm not trying to muscle him up. I'm just here keeping some pressure. And then that bouncing starts to slide him up my body or slide me out from under him, depending on our size difference. Allows me to get on my side, and then I'm able to come up and continue with what we're doing. We're gonna start from the beginning. My arms are in bad position, right? I gotta get this arm in. So I'm gonna bring my hand out to the end of his spine on his head. I'm gonna bridge hanging my weight from his head. That allows my elbow to come in. On the way back down, I drag the forearm across the face. I bridge again, I get the palm inside, forehead to here. But now I feel like he's giving me so much pressure, I'm gonna collapse. So I go for the underhook. But he follows my underhook with his weight and he flattens me out, and now I'm down here. Right now we're looking at you're square with me. Okay, if the person turns on us, we'll look at that next. So I'm here, I keep some pressure up, I lift my knees up, and then I start making that rapid hamstring curl. It'll shift our weight and allow me to continue with my pommel escape. This motion with the underhook right here is light. I'm not muscling him around. I'm not using any power. I just try to lift it and I run into his body weight. And then when I start bouncing, the shift allows me to keep following. So it's no effort with my arm. It's just a slight tension. He's gonna get down to my hips on my wrist. Okay, if he doesn't go to my hips, you can just bounce your feet to get out. Okay, if he does go here, I need to start getting some off balancing to move him, right? His feet are out here and he's driving this way. So if I try to bridge into him, I just get crushed to the ground. The off balancing has to start this direction. And I need to trap his shoulder, his upper shoulder over his other shoulder. So grabbing this fabric right here is a way to do that. In no-gi, you just kind of go here, okay? But I'm gonna create the momentum from my legs. So here, look, if I can keep his shoulder, his top shoulder behind his bottom shoulder, I can come up. If his top shoulder is in front, I'm gonna fail, right? I'm already failing here. Like Bao can feel the difference, right? He's gonna put me back down. Let's go back to where we were. His top shoulder is here. Now you try to put me down, right? He can't, right? And yeah, you can really get up and throw the guy. Okay? The difference between succeeding and failing is the position of the top shoulder. Okay, if he doesn't go down to my hip, that's a good question. So if he doesn't go down to my hip, right, and he turns on his side, he doesn't have good control of my arm. So I do what we did before, right? There's a reason why he's going down to my hip, because he can't stop himself from coming up my body when I'm bouncing my feet. So now he's going as far as he can without losing my arm, which is like literally on my edge of my hand and my like end of my wrist. If Bao moves down and he traps my arm and he turns this way, the reason why he's not continuing to control my head as he comes here is because I can start coming like this. He has to roll over to avoid the arm bar. Okay? That's why when the person turns on you, they're no longer trying to control your head. Look, and it can get worse. So he comes down. Like as he comes down here, the assumption is, try to control, keep your arm here for a second. Look, the assumption is I'm trying to use this. But once he's here, I can trap his head with my neck, or trap his hand with my neck. I can grab his elbow, and I can take this hand out real easy. And I come over, I wrap it around the elbow, and I start coming here. Look, he rolls off of me himself so he doesn't get arm barred. You can be pretty safely assured that if he comes down here to lay on my arm, he's gonna pull this arm back, right? Because he's after a few times of getting attacked like that, they know not to do that. Likely, this arm is gonna be trying to do something to my tricep. He's gonna be trying to pull my tricep off the ground. So usually, I can come in here easy enough, right? And start to do this. They come back, okay. So now he knows he doesn't want to stay here. So these guys, when they're on top of you, they just try the next thing and try the next thing. And so what's gonna happen is they're gonna bring this arm over my head and come back to all fours like that. So he can have two arms attacking this arm, okay? So go back. In that transition, once that starts to happen, it's the same mechanics as the one we just did. If he starts to bring I follow his elbow. Look, I keep my hand on his elbow, and this time I put his elbow behind his shoulder. Okay, now I'll try to get up. The more effort he puts into getting up, he's turning his own hips over, right? If he really tries to get up, he's gonna make himself fall over. So when his arm starts to go up and around your head, which inevitably will, you give up on this grip and you follow his elbow, okay? And I put it behind his shoulders, and then I get up the same way. And then they're gonna get here, they're gonna decide they don't wanna be here, and they're gonna go like this. Right here, he's gonna lose. Why is he gonna lose? He's still gonna lose. Why?
I didn't push your elbow behind your...
Put my elbow behind my shoulder. Right, now I lose. So once you grab that elbow, you're gonna do everything you can to keep it behind their shoulder. You don't have to be in any specific spot, right? I might be trying to move my arm around, but as long as he keeps it behind my shoulder, it doesn't matter where it's at, I lose.